Colin Solomon is in the start list. But if you notice, NAU has entered like 12 people.
Everybody. So are all those people on the team?
Yeah, they're all on the team.
Or some of those people just taking like a running class?
Some of those names are made up, too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Riley Human. Like, that's not a real person.
Oh, wow.
He's like, we'll just call him Human to make it real.
Yeah, it's like autofills.
Yeah, it's Riley Human. All right. Sorry, Riley. I'm sure you're a great guy. But Colin Solomon is there, hip number 296. The question is, will he run? There was a report from Let's Run that he may not race this season based off of a quote from Mike Smith. My conversations with their camp.
Brian Windhorst over here.
Was that like
Adam Schefter?
That headline was a little more salacious than it needed to be. I'm not sure if that's the right word, salacious, but like it made it seem like he wasn't going to run, but there's a good chance he was going to run. Seeing his name here makes me think he's going to run. An hour before, when I was in the car driving here, I texted
salacious was
coaches.
You mean sensational?
Sensational, it's sensational. That's what I meant. I texted coaches asking if he's going to run. They haven't responded. They're probably going to play games and be like, "Oh, we can't tell you," even though they know. I'm going to make a bet. I think he's running. I think they wouldn't even put
the camp.
Yeah, silence from the camp. I think they wouldn't have put his name on the list if he wasn't going to run, because you don't see anyone else on that list that's like a red shirt type guy. Like everyone on that list.
What about Riley Human?
He's run.
Okay.
He's real and he's run.
Right.
I believe he ran at the their opener, whatever you call it. So I think we're gonna see Colin Solomon, and I think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna make NAU look a lot different from what they looked like at Cowboy Jamboree. But Stanford is also adding in one of their top threes. So I think it was who was the one of their big three that didn't run at Cowboy?
Kai Robinson.
So Kai Robinson is on the start line. That's going to turn, Stanford's big 1-2 punch into a really good 1-2-3 punch. So it's going to be really nice to really see a true Stanford team versus a true NAU team to really kind of understand where these two teams balance each other out. So that's what I'm excited about. I think we're going to get more. I'm excited that we're going to get real data from Stanford and NAU that we didn't get from Cowboy Jamboree. And I'm not excited about that we're not getting the data from Oklahoma State.
No data.
And then ultimately, I'm excited to see, is BYU at this meet?
Mm-hmm.
Can BYU show that Cowboy Jamboree wasn't a fluke?
Number 1 ranked BYU.
So that's what I want to see from them. Altogether, I think this result will give me probably a good 70% likelihood of understanding of who's going to win the meet, who's the true favorite. Because right now, the true favorite is a top 4 team. There's 4 teams, BYU, Stanford, Oklahoma State, and NAU. I think after this, we'll be able to narrow it down to 2, which would be nice.
But wouldn't one of those be Oklahoma State, since we're not going to know anything about them?
We'll be able to know, because you'll be able to. We'll be able to.
Man, Michigan State entered a whole bunch of people in here, too. Okay, women.
On the women's side, a lot of good teams, again, are here. We get to see New Mexico and NC State go up against each other. That will be kind of a rematch of the Notre Dame thing. I think here, though, it's going to be NC State just being like, it's going to be very dominating.
Is Camille entered?
Camille's here. She's on the start list. I think we might see potential, holy crap moments from NC State.
Like a 30-point score or something?
Yeah. This is going to be a really low score. They might break the record for the lowest score at Nuttycombe, and it'll be even more impressive because all the good teams are there. And so it's like, wow, not only did you have an impressive score, all-time great score, but you did it with New Mexico on the course with the few other good teams there. Alabama is not here, so we won't get to see Mercy Chilangat go up against Caitlin Toohey again. Alabama's running a home meet instead, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But yeah, it's going to be good. Luckily, the meet goes off at the women race at 12:20 and the men race at 1. Our podcast is at 12:30, so we'll be able to live react.
You can read the results like last time.
This is what you do. This is what you're doing. You're like,
not doing anything.
You're
You did that last time.
reacting to
You
cross
did that with
country.
the Bill Dillinger invite.
Yeah,
and
you made fun of me. You made fun of me,
it.
and people liked it, which just shows that you're not in line with what the people
I know.
want.
I'm out of touch.
You're out of touch.
Yeah.
You're getting up there in age, man.
NAU women, I'm curious about that.
That would be interesting. I think their top runner, Taryn O'Neill, she hasn't been running like a true number one lately. She's kind of been running like a good team's number two runner.
Yeah.
Like I think she'd be like New Mexico's or NC State's or Alabama's number two runner as opposed to their number one runner. So we'll see if she can kind of get back into that good form. But yeah, that's telling us, I mean, it's cross country. We're going to see them again. We kind of seen a lot from this data. But the ultimate great thing about this weekend, even in throwing the pre-nat meet, it's just it really formulates who's healthy. It really formulates which freshmen are actually going to matter. You know, we had like a lot of hype. I had a lot of hype on Jenna Hutchins for BYU. But this is like her last chance for Jenna Hutchins to be like whether or not she's a legitimate top 5 scorer for BYU or she's just, you know, a freshman who's
needs another year
to get back to where she thinks she can be, you know. So I think that's what's exciting about this race is it's enough of the like, oh, we're just tempoing, oh, it's early in the year, oh, we're preserving red shirt.
Someone's gonna tempo though, you know that, right?
Yeah, someone's gonna tempo. I think you don't tempo Nuttycombe. You just don't.
What do you mean? NAU
they didn't tempo. They never tempoed Nuttycombe.
Well, they help people out too.
They never tempoed Nuttycombe.
I think this is the most consequential Nuttycombe in the NAU men's era. It is. You're downplaying a big story that's right in front of you. You're getting 2 losses in the weeds. This is a big meet for NAU.
Because if they get second or third, it's like
it means something. It's not like years past where you can just pull a Baxter off the bench and say, okay, go in there and save us, or oh, we got Grijalva here, or we got Beamish. The depth is not the same as it was.
But they are going to be running from Cowboy Jamboree. They're going to be adding Colin Solomon, I think.
I know, but this is it.
Theo Quacks and Brody Hasty.
We're a month away from nationals.
Yeah.
So this is it. All the hypotheticals
are gone. Yeah.
They need to show up and show something in this race.
So here's a question.
See, I'm trying to sell this, and you're just like, their number 7 runner on the pre-nat team's not there. It's like, no, let's talk about what's right in front of us here. NAU men need a big race.
So do you think, though, if NAU men don't win this race, they're not winning nationals?
I think they're not the favorite. I mean, I already don't have them number 1. You don't even have them number 1.
No.
At that point. Yeah, if they run all the people that we think they're going to run, and they don't win, and we can make a legitimate claim that everybody showed their best, I think... I mean, we have to look at margin too, but no, I don't think they'd be the favorite.
Okay,
they shouldn't be the favorite. And I don't. During this run, even the year they lost, I don't think we've ever been in that position.
So, should we say that the winner of this race?
No, because
is going to win nationals.
No, because Oklahoma State's out there too. They're just chilling.
They're just still
out there doing. They're just
be at the bar, just hanging out.
No, they're just trying to memorize the course even more. They're going to try to just look at the course a lot and know everything about it.
They're going to know where all the divots are.
I think you're not. I don't think you're giving enough. You're not putting enough weight into what this race could mean.
I mean, you're acting like it's like the end of the they're all like running off a cliff. Like this is the end of the era.
This is big. I think
you think this is the end of the era? Like, do you think we're gonna look back to this race on Friday and be like, that's when the Mike Smith era went downhill? Like when you do 30 for 30, like 7 years from now.
Listen,
be like, when did it all go downhill? Well, Kevin was ahead of the time. He saw it. 2 days out, he said this was the race. And
no. They're going to be fine long term. But I'm saying for this year, I think this is going to tell us whether or not they're in a good position. And if Solomon isn't where you have him a top 20 guy.
Yeah.
And even as a top 20 guy, they're in a dogfight.
I think Colin Solomon will finish top 20 in this race.
Well, no, you have him top 20 in nationals, don't you?
Yeah. Which is top 20 in this race is likely top 20 in nationals.
My point is this. You have him as a top 20 guy. If he doesn't show himself to be a top 20 guy.
I have him the 20th guy for the record, not top 20. Just the 20th.
Let me back up then. All right. You have him as the 20th guy.
Yes.
And in that projection with him being 20th, they're in a dogfight with 3 other teams.
Yes.
If he goes out there and shows he's not a 20 guy, then they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Who else do they have?
Well,
who's on the bench?
Well, their bench, I also am underperforming their bench. You know, like George
Kusha. We've seen him, though. We've seen him. We know what Nico can do. Like, there's no...
I think I'm undervaluing Brody Hasty. I think I have a bunch of their guys in the 40s to 50s, which I think could finish in the 30s to 40s, which is combine a bunch of 10 points here and there. Boom, 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 you're first.
I think as someone who both wants an Athlete of the Year vote and you want a cross country vote, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I wish I had a cross country.
Yeah, you can't get.
I want a lot of votes.
I think this is where you're too far in the forest, the trees situation here. Like you're too much in the minutia. I'm looking at it as just big picture. Hey, let's look at the resumes of these. What have these teams done this year? If I didn't know anything about their past, I'd probably say NAU's not the favorite, just based on what I've seen this year. I think you're getting lulled into nothing matters until we get to nationals, and that's fine.
No,
is correct 98%
No, I'm just saying, when you don't run a guy who's going to finish top 20, it means something.
20th. But this could be that 5% of the time. This could be when a regular season meet actually matters.
Yes.
This could actually signal something to us. And we've been burned a lot before.
Yes.
Not burned, because I usually run this meet really well. But there's been times when teams have run really well at this meet and then fallen apart at nationals. That's happened.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
All the time. But not win it.
But NAU has all this pedigree, so you're going to default back to they're going to figure out a way to get it done. They're going to become champions again. That's just what they do. But I think if you look at what's happened so far this season, this meet needs to reveal something about this team.
We'll find out.
Does Mike Smith still listen to the pod? I know he listened to the pod.
I don't know.
In the day.
I mean,
I was trying to do that for him.
They're probably going to listen to the segment for sure. I'm sure the entire team is going to play this.
Yeah.
On the morning driving to the course.
Yeah, you weren't giving him anything, so I had to give him something. You're like, Oklahoma State's 6th guy will be taking a calculus exam and not running the meet. It's like, come on, man. This is sports.
I think they're gonna be fine. I think they're gonna win. So
NAU?
Yeah.
The meet?
Yeah.
National title?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if I'm wrong, whatever.
We're gonna be reacting live on Friday to that. You'll see Gordon's updated.
I mean, I just think what's your biggest gripe about me right now about this whole thing? It's
not about you.
Okay.
It's not about you.
Or my opinion, or like
it's
what
not
I'm
even.
doing? I don't know what it is. I don't know what we're arguing over.
We're not arguing anything really.
Okay.
It's not about you. It's about the sport. We get conditioned to think that nothing matters.
Okay.
Because oftentimes it doesn't.
Correct.
Because people don't take every meet seriously.
Yes.
And because some teams are so good.
Scrimmage.
They figure it out. Exactly.
It's all preseason.
But there's occasional times
when it does.
I said 98% of the time or 95% of the time it doesn't.
But this is the 2%.
This could be one of those.
This is the 2% race.
Yes. Does that make sense?
Yes. We're in agreement. Yeah. I agree with you.
So, and the most consequential part of it, because I think on the women's side, we kind of know how it's going to go, and it's going to be one of those 95% races. It's about NAU.
Yeah.
And it's about them proving whether or not they have a championship team.